Hey gremlins, it's me, Evermay. Yep, it's that time again where I just feel like rambling about, well, honestly, about the game. So today is Sunday. Tomorrow I take over as R5 until mid-May. Can I tell you that? Okay, let me back up. We did a state merge about, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Maybe, I can't say a month ago because I don't think it's been that long. But we did a state merge with our enemy state. It wasn't our choice, it was something the game made us do, which none of us on either side of the fence was happy about. And it has been turmoil in this state ever since. My last state, State 361, shout out, was a really awesome state. We didn't have too much infighting amongst the state. You had your, top 10 that people respected and held to a certain standard, and then you had the rest. But there wasn't like the top 10 was allowed to go bully everybody else. So, yeah. That's that. But it was a great state. My alliance was number 7 in the state. So yeah, we were part of the top 10. At one point, I think we had gotten to number 6 even, right before we merged. But I think because we were merging, we didn't hold it in too much high regard, just because we knew it was probably going to change going into the state, because each state has 100 alliances that are put out there. The top 100, I guess, is the list. And so we knew by merging with another state and becoming just one big state that the top 100 list was going to get all messed up. And it did, because you have 2 different states with 2 different top 100 lists that have to be combined into one list of the true top 100 for the new state. Well, in doing so, we dropped from 7th or 6th place down to 12th. So we're not far from the top 10, but power-wise, we are still pretty decently off. I think let's look while I'm thinking about it versus just guessing and give you random numbers. I can pull it up and actually tell you exactly what I'm thinking. So we have almost 3 billion in power for my alliance itself. That's what we're trying to grow to right now. We're almost there, but yeah, hold on. I gotta give props to somebody because they did a good job on something. Okay, so we actually just did it. We are at 3.3 billion power. Hold on, I need to write it. We are at 3.3 billion power. 3 billion power. Not billing, billion power. Yes. Way to go, fam. Dun 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 dun. Okay, there's a lot of dead air in this. I'm sorry, guys. I meant to do it, but then my brain got, yeah, well. Okay, so we are at 3.03 billion power, and we are number 12. Number 11 is 4.83 billion, and then number 10 is 5.5 billion. So we have from 3.03 billion to have to hit over 5.5 billion and hope that the ones that are already at that level don't grow in that meanwhile. So, needless to say, we need power to overpower the next two alliances. So, what do you do for power? You grow. Not only grow internally for, everybody's ranks and everybody's building power, but we have to also grow as an alliance and do it that way. So, yeah, it is one of those things where we're close, but we're so far away. But luckily, we've been growing. We moved our alliance close to a bigger alliance because each week there's a new governor. And last week's governor was the lead of the number one alliance, which is part of the enemy. And I hate to say enemy because there really should be a unity in the state, but they are of a different culture than us. And so they have a different way. It is a, dog-eat-dog world in their eyes. Meanwhile, in our eyes, you protect the state. You want to outdo other states. So in order to do that, you build as a big state. But that's not how these other people see it. They see it as each alliance is their own fighting power war machine. And screw everybody else. And honestly, fuck them. Really just fuck them. I am so tired of them. It's unreal. But anywho, so the governor of the state is now part of the 361 team. And yeah, we are calling it the 361 team because we are trying quietly to get all the 361s together. So, yeah. And I say quietly, I don't think it's quiet. I think the other side knows. I think they're just not scared because it's hard to get big alliances with a bunch of egos to agree to work together on a common goal. If we were smart, and I mean this wholeheartedly, if we as a unit of 361 was smart, we would team up. The top 10 alliances from the old state would be smart to team up and go, okay, we need to show what we can do and overpower the other alliances. Because individually, we can't do it. They're too powerful. Like our number one alliance in the state has 14.14 billion in power. If, and I mean if because it's not going to happen, but if we were to take the top 10 of the old state, we would outpower the 14.4 billion. And we could put an end to them. Make them have to gain power back. Take them out of the top 10 by destroying repeatedly their nest. That would be smart. But yeah, no one's smart. We just can't agree to all work together as one team to overtake our common enemy. So, what do we do instead? We hide. Luckily, somebody that we know allowed us to hide with them. So now we're hiding together, sort of. Not really, but difficult times call for difficult measures. And hold on, I need a sip of coffee. Gotta love coffee. And my coffee for me is an iced coffee. It is a caramel macchiato done by International Delight. It's what I call faux coffee. It works for me because real coffee is really too much for my system caffeine wise. But faux coffee is just the right amount of caffeine where I can feel it, but I don't get the shakes from it, which is what getting it like from Starbucks does for me. I get the shakes and get really hyper, and I'm like, ugh. And everybody around me's like, oh my god, I think she's going to explode. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to explode. I'm just, stretching my wings. So, yeah, needless to say, I don't know. There's just some things that I wish were different, I guess. But it's not going to happen. Excuse me, I just burped in your ears. That was really, really rude. And I apologize. But it happens sometimes. But yeah, so it's one of those things where I wish we could join together to overcome a common enemy. But in a game like this, it's kind of rare. So I'm not surprised, I guess. I don't know. I just I wish that things were different in this state. I wish there was more peace. I wish people could get along. I think having two different cultures can work. We were already at war pretty much before the merge, from my understanding. So, yeah, it's just been one of those things. Did we go? No, we went against. Who did we go against in the verses? I don't remember. Ooh, we're third. I like that. Oh, look at her go. I'm looking at our results for rankings, and we got it all for all week. Well, okay, minus the first one. But that's an old friend of ours, and we love her to pieces. So, yeah. But still, we're all there. That's cool. But yeah, so things are just a little crazy, a little nutsos in the game. But Monday I take over as R5 until mid-May. Yeah, my R5 currently, shout out to him, I love him to pieces, is going on vacation. So, yeah, have an alliance with somebody that's on vacation for that long, especially in this day and age of this state. So I agreed to step in. I've ran an alliance in another game for a while, so it's not like I've never done it before. I know what's involved in just a boring state. So this is going to be a little different for me because of the fact that, hey, now we have to like protect our butts on a daily basis. Luckily, since we moved, we really haven't had to. The people who are part of our team who has not moved, we need you to move. Seriously. Come to us. We can't help protect you if you're not there. Period. End of story. That's kind of how I see things right now. Yeah, I'm over some stuff, guys. I really, really am. I've had it up to the top of my head on some stuff. Not game related, but just life related. Oh, did I tell you I got my first comments from my second in command, my lifesaver of a human. Yeah, but she made comments, and I'm so excited. My first comments, and it's from her, so it's like, look at her go. And then she told me to like let her rip, and I'm like, done. I'm doing it. Little does she know that this side is existent. She will, because I'm going to tell her about it, because I think she will enjoy it. Especially she gets the raw opinion of everything that I've been saying in game. So I'm going to give her the passcode into it and let her have fun listening to me rant about in-game stuff. But this is the longest one I've done, 16 minutes, which is way longer than I typically like. So I'm ending this. I will rant and talk and ramble later. But yeah, if you are interested in more of the game stuff or just want to hear me ramble, yeah, you know what to do. You know the password. If you don't, there's previous episodes on this channel. Go listen to them. I'll give you the password and what to do with it. And, you know, it won't tell you how I'll respond, but it will tell you what to do to get the password activated and that kind of stuff. So go listen to those. Yeah, so until then, I will talk to all of you later. Bye, gremlins.